Aibon's here.
Hello again. And
Hello.
hello to you all.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So, today's topic that we are going to talk is energy.
Yes, that could be interesting. It's also an actual thing in every country nowadays. And also here in Sweden, it has happened some important things, decisions during the last month, I would say.
Okay.
Political decisions. Yeah, let's talk about that.
So, energy is our topic today, and we are going to discuss about energy status in Sweden, in this region, as well as back in my home country, Sri Lanka. So, to get an overview for you, to get an idea about energy, since it's one of the biggest topics in the world at the moment. Some countries have huge issues, getting energy within their country, region. They have to depend on other countries as well due to certain reasons. Today, the topic is energy. I welcome you, Sia, to just give us a brief information about Swedish energy situation.
Well, you can say that ever since 1975 or something, we have had nuclear power in Sweden. First, one, big one, and then two, and then three, and then four, and so on. So it was a big question then, and it's also a big question now because the other government we had before closed down a few of our nuclear power. So we were more dependent on the other sources. But you can say today, our energy sources gives us electricity in an amount of, say, about 40% come from nuclear power, 30% comes from water power, and about 25% comes from wind power. And then there are a few other, for instance, gas, we only have less than 4%. And that is the huge problem for Europe because they had a big need of gas from Russia when the war started 3 years ago. So they have struggled very much to be more independent from gas. But that has not been the problem for Sweden. We actually produce so much electricity that we export electricity to the northern part of Europe, mostly German. We have a strange thing in Sweden because the what you call ledningarna where the electricity flow.
Or the what do you call?
Pipe. It's not pipes when it's electricity. Strings. No.
It's the the system, Utah system, electricity system, or the.
The problem is, anyhow, that we can't transform the electricity that is produced in the northern part of Sweden, where we have both nuclear power and most of our big water power source. We can't transform that electricity down to the rest of Sweden. So we are dependent on the production that are made here in the south. That means that we are also more fragile for wind, for instance. When it doesn't blow, we can't get so much wind power, and we don't have so much of water power, but we have nuclear power in the south also. But this winter, for instance, one of our nuclear power system in the south was closed down for more than 6-8 weeks because of renovation.
Oh.
So the tariffs were very high, really, both for industry and for people. But that's about how the structure is in Sweden, and you can say that. For instance, I'm living in a villa in the southeast part of Sweden, and I pay about 1 Swedish crowns per kilowatt hour if you take the whole year. And during winter, you can come up to 2,000 or more Swedish crowns for 1 month. But in the summer, you can come down so low as 800 kilowatt. So that also differs during the year because we have no system for saving electricity in a good way. So we have to take the electricity when it comes. So that's why we can export so much to the northern part of Europe. Yes, you can say so. But the thing I told you about news in this area is that the government now have decided to put money in building more nuclear power. They are still supporting water power and they are putting money, a lot of money, into building more nuclear power. And that's a plan that goes very far until 250. And good opportunities for companies to invest also. Government make security insurances for company that wants to go into this project of building.
So the excessive energy in Sweden that will be exported in future to other countries as well.
Yeah, that I think. Nowadays, the need is very big. So I think Sweden earn a lot of money by selling energy today because it's expensive.
Compared to other countries around Sweden, what's your opinion? Sweden's place in energy. I mean, Norway, you have Norway, Finland, Denmark,
Yeah,
Scandinavian countries. How do you position Sweden?
I think you positions at the top because we have every kind of sources. It's not the same in other countries. Then Norway, maybe you can say, challenge the top because they have their own production of oil.
Of course,
And that is still a major factor.
they are rich in oil and they are one of
Yeah.
the richest
So,
regions.
yeah, so they export very much. But that will change in the future,
Yeah.
of course.
So, coming back to Sri Lanka, if I may give a brief introduction,
Yeah.
our energy depending is more in with water turbine. With water reserves, we generate more energy. We are working very hard on renewable energy. We have been researching for years, and we have a crisis, energy crisis in Sri Lanka. Even though we are an island, we are rich in sun. We have almost, you can say, 80% of the year we have sun. So we can depend on sun while having solar panels on rooftops, but our grid is not particularly up to date to handle that much of a high capacity. So now the system is building up, especially with the recent visit of His Excellency Narendra Modi from India, the Indian Prime Minister. He has signed key agreements with Sri Lanka. Also, one of the agreements is on energy to export or exchange energy between these two countries. India also having, yeah, they are invested heavily on renewable energy. They have even solar farms. There have been acres of solar panels they have put on and, trying to get down energy pricing and give 65-day power to each and every household. Sri Lanka also having this opportunity because we are surrounded by sea as well as we have good wind throughout the year, and we have already in place wind turbines in northwest region of the country, in Puttalam area as well. But the thing is, how do we use it? How do we get that thing in place in Sri Lanka to get the benefit of doubt to the users? Still, our energy prices are really high. We are paying high prices per unit, so high price per unit, but we need to change that in future. So Andhra Kumara Disanaik, our president himself, now have signed these agreements, and his motive and his idea, and he has pledged himself that he will get down these energy prices to sort out the energy crisis soon by investing on this. And already one of the Indian companies and Sri Lankan government body of energy called Ceylon Electricity Board will be have a joint venture with this solar project as well as this huge investment in Trincomalee. It's also in northern part of Sri Lanka. There'll be a huge project ongoing. They are trying to complete within few years and get that project up and running. So we will in future have a good upper hand in this region. On top of that, a Russian nuclear company have, I think, already signed an agreement with Sri Lanka to invest on a nuclear plant, to support Sri Lankan energy system. So power to generate power via this plant. So in pipeline.
Is it also up in the north part?
Of course, it will be up in
So
north.
there will be the
Center for the power,
point
yeah.
of production.
Because we have more lands which we can occupy, and we have more opportunity there also to convert jobs as well. Because our when it comes to our economy is actually centered in western part of Sri Lanka and southern part of Sri Lanka.
Yes.
After we settled down after 30 years of war, the northern part of Sri Lanka still developing aligned with our south part
Yeah.
of Sri Lanka. So
That is the same in Sweden. Those the differences between north and south, with less job in the north, and there's also many projects now that the goal is to make people move from the south to the north to
myself and Mayu also moved once.
Yeah, we did.
To a battery company called Northwood. Unfortunately, that's another subject to talk. The
Yeah.
company itself got bankrupt recently, but that's also part of energy, you can say, right?
Yeah, you can say. And in Swedish case, the reason mostly is to have people that join the building of mines or expanding the mines, because up in the north we have one of the most important export merchandise, and that's steel.
There's a rare steel in up north in Sweden. One of the companies are mining that. It's one of the rare steels in the world. You can search online and get more information. They are mining in Sweden, and it's a lightweight, mineral, I think, which will be used or already using in aero technology and space technology.
Yeah, it's very pure source of this iron.
So that's one. So I think you have got a summary, an idea about how Sweden works with energy.
We hope so.
We hope so, so as well as Sri Lanka. So when it comes to these two regions, everyone is actually having thoughts and investment on their budgets when it comes to energy. And we hope that in future the world will think of renewable energy much seriously than fossil fuels, because it's a must.
Right.
Because the world leaders are only having meetings, discussions, forums, but you don't see actual.
No. And I think that the problem for not going further more concrete is, as always, money. Because the poor countries, if you can say they're poor countries, but those that has the less opportunities, they need to have money to build up system for doing all those green projects. And they need money from the rich world. And so far, as I know, it has not been any big agreements about that. So they they can't start planning before they know that they have money to do what they plan.
There was a time, a trend using green word.
Yeah.
Green this, green that, and renewable energy, sustainable environment, so on and so forth. There was a trend, but I doubt whether we are going in the right direction when it comes to, as you said, Sia, such countries and some, leaders, whether they are seriously considering of this when it comes to energy.
It's, as you say, just talk so far. Well, we will see. The nearest 2-3 years, I think, we'll see much clearer.
So then, thank you very much for today as
Yeah.
well.
Thank you.
So thank you, Sia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye bye. See you in
Bye-bye.
next episode.